Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Today I want to talk about antibiotics. We've spoken about this before and how it can actually wipe out your entire gut bacteria or your microbiome. And that in turn impacts your immunity because by now we all know that 75 to 80% of your immunity starts in your gut. So your gut needs the right population. Think of little colonies where you have your good bacteria and you have your bad bacteria. Now your gut requires both of them, the good and the bad. But what's more important is the ratio. You want a ratio of more of the good bacteria and less of the bad bacteria. Now, how does an antibiotic work? In its honest attempt to heal you by killing the bacteria that's caused your infection or your ailment or your disease, the antibiotic also kills all of the good bacteria. So it's looking for the bad bacteria and killing that, but it is also killing your good bacteria. So we have to be especially wary when we come across broad spectrum antibiotics. These are antibiotics which really have the ability to wipe out all of your good bacteria from your gut. That's why we always caution people about antibiotic usage. Only take it if you really, really need it. Yes, it can be life-saving. You need antibiotics for most severe bacterial infections. But the thing is, what's going wrong today is it's administered the wrong way. People are just taking antibiotics and they're not taking a good probiotic with it. Because if the antibiotic is wiping out all of your good bacteria, you have to be replenishing your gut with good bacteria. And that comes from probiotics. It could be a supplement, it could be a probiotic from the pharmacy, or it could be strong probiotic foods. But a supplement is always recommended, especially when you have antibiotics, because that's how powerful it is to wipe out all or most of your good bacteria. Now the problem is, when your good bacteria is wiped out, many people who take antibiotics also face something called AAD, that is antibiotic-associated diarrhea. And when you get this diarrhea while you're on antibiotics, the next prescription that you get is a pill to look after your diarrhea. But what you really need is a probiotic, because if you replenish the good bacteria, you don't have diarrhea. Just by taking another pill to treat the symptom caused by your antibiotic, you're actually ruining your gut health. And we all know that right from acidity to bloating to constipation to diarrhea to Crohn's disease, most autoimmune diseases, including thyroid, Hashimoto's, all of these issues are caused by leaky guts, by poor gut health, including IBS. Now, when you look at the market in India last year, the statistics are phenomenal. The market for probiotics is approximately 2.06 crores. And the antibiotic market in that same year is 3,000 crores. Now, if we've done 3,000 crores worth of antibiotics, the probiotic market should be, if not more, at least almost 3,000, which shows the disparity in the way it's being prescribed. And that's where more issues happen, because people who constantly take antibiotics are constantly ruining their immunity, just like people who constantly take antacids are constantly ruining their gut and in turn their immunity. And then you have a pill to treat all of these side effects, and we just never get better. We're getting worse and worse. We're getting sicker and sicker. So the best thing that you can do, and insist on it, it is your doctor's job to prescribe an antibiotic, and also a B complex like a Becacil, because what an antibiotic also wipes out is your B vitamins, which is a water-soluble vitamin. Now, your B vitamins is a class of vitamins, right from B1, B3, B5, B6, B9, B12. It's got many of these vitamins in the B class. So, for example, when you're wiping out all of these things, we have a B12 deficiency today. We have people who are low in thiamine, which is B1, B5, B6. Folic acid is a big deficiency in women who especially take antibiotics. And when you have a deficiency of vitamins, you compromise the health of your body, because one vitamin doesn't have one function. One vitamin has several functions in the human body. Now, when it comes to children and kids, I know you may have to give your kids antibiotics, but always weigh your options with your doctor. Try to let your kids heal naturally if you can. Don't make a decision to stop antibiotics if it's life-threatening or it's really, really required. Because especially for kids and children, one course of broad-spectrum antibiotics can wipe out their microbiome for 2 to 3 years, which means they have immunity issues for 2 to 3 years. And we see this especially in children who have taken antibiotics, and in the following years they have allergies, they have. So the whole idea is, if you have to take an antibiotic, take it, but the right way. It is your right to know that you need It is your right to know that you need a probiotic and you need a B complex. Now, while we're in this topic of probiotics today, everyone's going crazy with probiotics because people think they lose weight with probiotics, all of that stuff. Yeah, it contributes to gut health, but remember, a probiotic is a bacteria organism that you create in your gut. But to stay alive, it needs food, and it gets that food from something called a prebiotic. So now when you're taking an antibiotic, you take a probiotic, you take your B complex or your Beckersul, make sure your doctor prescribes that for you, and you also take a prebiotic. What's one of the most inexpensive prebiotics that's available to all of us? All of us have heard of Isabul or the psyllium husk, which most people associate to constipation. If you're constipated, we load up on 2 to 3 tablespoons of Isabul or psyllium husk. Psyllium husk is fiber, which is a prebiotic that will feed your probiotic. So I actually recommend, if you're not doing other prebiotics like apple cider vinegar or making your own prebiotics or probiotics at home, having a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk every day works as a fantastic prebiotic for your probiotics. So remember, probiotics alone will not work. It needs food that comes from prebiotics. So you do your prebiotic, you do your probiotic, you do your B complex when you have antibiotics. And that's how you prevent yourself from the side effects or the collateral damage of the medication that you have to be on at certain instances in your life. I'm sure a lot of you are doing great things today, but there's one more thing that I would ask you to do. Share this as much as you can, because everyone has a right to know. There are just too many people taking antibiotics without getting prescribed a prebiotic or a probiotic or a B complex. Believe me, it can save them a lot of side effects when they just make this one little lifestyle change. As far as possible, try to heal naturally, but when you need a medicine or you're prescribed a medication, take it. Weigh the pros and cons. It's your right to ask your doctor what the side effects are. When you learn the side effects, it's your right to ask him how to manage the side effects at the same time. Remember, it's your health and your body. You are in charge of it. Have a good day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.